So I know I'm at least a week or two late to this news, but up until this point, there has not been a lot of Star Wars news out there to make content on, so there's kind of been a lull on this channel, and if you are a returning viewer to the channel, I do want to apologize for that, but when my content is kind of based off of news or rumors, and there's almost none of that circulating over the last few weeks, it's kind of hard to put content out there. I'm still fairly new to the YouTube stuff, so even coming up with original ideas to fill the void of not having a lot of news content is still something I'm kind of trying to learn, and I'm sure I will grow with time and get better at that and not have to rely on the news. We will get there eventually, but like I said, up until this point, there has not been a lot of Star Wars news. However, Star Wars Celebration just happened, and even before Star Wars Celebration, we got a couple of announcements regarding some upcoming Star Wars stuff, with one major one being the announcement of a new Tales season. If you weren't aware, we have gotten Tales of the Jedi and Tales of the Empire, both short, animated, kind of Clone Wars style animation series. Real short episodes where a couple of episodes deal with this character, a couple of episodes deal with another character. Really cool formula. I really enjoyed both seasons. Definitely enjoyed the first one better than the Empire one. But now it sounds like we are getting a third installment, and Disney and Lucasfilm are going to be following this kind of trend of releasing one of these every May 4th, as we've gotten the last couple of years. And this one, as I have mentioned a couple times already, is going to be Tales of the Underworld. I watched the trailer when it came out a couple weeks ago, so try to ignore any rustiness I have on the plot of this, but from what I remember, we're going to see some Cad Bane, we're going to see some Asajj Ventress action, and really it looks super cool. The trailer was really action-packed, and the Underworld is this, I don't want to say untouched part of Star Wars, but it kind of goes unnoticed for most of the time. There's a lot of books about it, there's a lot of old EU lore about it, but in canon we just get kind of glimpses of it or mentions of it. And while I don't think this show is going to go into the super gritty, dark, deep levels of the Underworld, I think we're going to at least get a better knowledge of what goes on in that world and see it through the eyes of some familiar characters, which is going to make it a little more palatable for the casual viewers. One last thing I want to point out before I give my kind of final thoughts on this is that I think it's really funny that some extra news that we didn't know about that Star Wars Underworld show that George Lucas was going to do came out, maybe a few days before this announcement. Part of me feels like that was some sort of Disney marketing tactic, and I'll give them a pat on the back for that, because getting the internet buzzing about George's Underworld show that never happened, releasing new details about what it was going to be like, getting that SEO up there for that, and then boom, Star Wars Underworld, Tales of the Underworld, So, I guess good job, Disney. Again, I don't think this show is going to even sniff the kind of darkness and grittiness that show was going to attempt to do when George Lucas set out to do that show, but I just wanted to point out the kind of odd coincidence that happened with that timeline and this announcement. But anyways, am I looking forward to this new installment to the Tales series? Yeah, I am. I think it'll be really cool. The action looks good, and I'm going to give it a shot. Even though I didn't really care for the Empire installment of the Tales series, I think this one definitely has some potential, especially now that they've got Asajj in here, this kind of new and improved yellow lightsaber wielding Asajj. They wouldn't have brought her back for no reason, so they definitely want to take her down this new character arc, and this seems like the platform they're going to use to do that. So I don't see them skimping on that in any way. And of course, with Cad Bane involved, a fan favorite, they gotta step up their game for this season. So I'm expecting good things from this. I think it'll be a fun little quick May 4th watch. And that is about all I have to say about that announcement. I want to know what you guys have to say about this now. Are you excited for the new Tales installment, Tales of the Underworld? Why or why not? As always, I'm going to be reading and responding to all of those comments as they come in, so make sure to leave those thoughts down below. Also, while you're at it, if you enjoyed, please leave a like on the video, and of course, subscribe to the channel if you're new. I want to thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day.